Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Destiny, the Kingdom Homeschool Strategist. And today, if you are here, we are going to talk about homeschool curriculums. Yep, that one thing that everybody is searching for, everybody wants to know about, and everybody dreads trying to figure out. For some reason, homeschool curriculums is the one thing that overwhelms every homeschool mom. But why is that? You see, I asked myself that one day. Why are we all so stressed out over finding the perfect homeschool curriculum? I don't really understand it. But when I thought about it, I realized that I was that person too. You see, the first time we homeschooled, I tried to find all the perfect books, the perfect curriculums. I even got to a point where I was creating the curriculum myself. I was doing the teaching, the creating, the managing, the scheduling. I was doing it all. And guess what? I got really overwhelmed by trying to follow everything perfectly. Oftentimes, the process of finding the perfect curriculum is rooted in that very word that starts with a P, perfection. You're trying to find what is going to work perfectly. And guess what? I hate to tell you this, it doesn't exist. The perfect homeschooling curriculum does not exist. But what does? You. You as the foundation of your home. I'm here to tell you something that nobody else has probably told you yet. You are more important to your children than finding the perfect curriculum. Why do I say that? What happens if you find a curriculum, but you actually don't like it? You are struggling trying to keep up with it, but everybody else said that this curriculum was perfect. Everyone else that homeschools said this is the one that you need to get, but you don't feel comfortable with it. You are finding pieces of it that you don't like. Now there's an internal battle that is completely unnecessary. Now you are overwhelmed because there's like a million homeschool curriculums. But what if instead of trying to find the perfect homeschool curriculum, you actually sit with yourself for a moment or however long it takes? You sit and you even ask God, what part of me do you want to pour into my homeschooling curriculum? You see, for me, I had to do the very same thing. I realized that God made me multifaceted, and that also pours into my homeschooling experience. I am an eclectic person. I have many gifts, many talents, and that shows up in the way that I homeschool. I'm going to push my kids to do their very best, whether we are talking about science in the way that the curriculum wants them to learn it, or the online space that we use called MiAcademy, or I am going to also incorporate additional things like entrepreneurship and financial literacy. And I'm going to use the creative parts of me that God has already given me to create things for them. You see, I don't just stick to one thing because I realized part of my identity means that I can't just stick to one thing. It means that I'm multifaceted. It means that I can take all of the pieces of me to create something great. For example, like I said, we do MiAcademy as our online program for now. This year, that's what we chose to do, and it's working perfectly. But what I also love about it is it frees me up to be able to create projects and different opportunities like the one I'm getting ready to tell you about. So the other day, we were doing an entrepreneur class, and I asked my daughters, if you could solve one problem in the world right now, what would it be? They both wanted to create a grocery store to help other families who are not able to afford food. Now, me, as an entrepreneur and as one that is building my legacy beyond just the curriculum, I started to ask them different questions. Like, okay, what would you have in the store? You're going to have all the groceries? Well, where are you getting those groceries from? Who are you going to connect with? Is it a farmer? Do you need to have this or that? And I noticed that over a little bit of time, they started to get overwhelmed. But I saw that as a learning opportunity. The way that I've learned that God created my brain, I saw it as an opportunity for us to take a field trip. So what did we do? We took a trip to 3 different grocery stores so that they could understand what I meant by if you want to have everything in the store, you're going to have to connect with different people. You're going to have to do different things. You're going to have to outsource some of this. What does that look like? Why does one store have things that another store does not? Why does one store serve hot foods and the other one doesn't? How far do you want to go to create this grocery store that you want to create, which is an amazing idea? But what do you want to do about it? At the same time, I also have a 4-year-old. I asked him what is it that he wanted to do? What problem did he want to solve? And his answer was to become a dad and a toy designer because his dad has taught him how to fix all of his toys and he wants to be able to do the same for other kids who are not able to fix theirs. Even at 4 years old, he's able to understand that there is a need, there's a problem to solve. Not every kid is old enough or crafty enough to be able to unscrew their toys to fix them. So I was able to go right into ChatGPT and create a coloring sheet of a toy designer that looked like him, that he could directly relate to and dream with, even at this young age. You see, that didn't require me to have the perfect homeschooling curriculum. That required me to be comfortable in myself. It required me to understand my children's learning styles. It required me to be open enough to know that our homeschooling story is not going to look like everybody else's. That is what is most important. I am the mom that is going to do all the things. I push you to excel at your, MiAcademy curriculum, but I also love a field trip. I love an experience. I also run the Destined for Greatness Homeschooling Local Village, where we do those very things. We do STEM-related clubs. We have a junior leadership club. We have community service events. We go on field trips. Because just like I was created to be eclectic and multifaceted, so was our homeschooling experience. I truly, truly believe that every mom has gifts within her that God has given her to help her own family. When I say that I believe that mom is the foundation of her home, that is not a cliche saying. It is not something that I just came up with because it sounds cute. It's something that I believe with all of my heart. I believe that when you have yourself together, when you know yourself, when you know your identity in Christ, it pours over. There's an overflow that blesses your family. That is also why I created Mom School. Because I don't believe that it's only about the homeschooling curriculum. Personally, it doesn't really matter to me which one you choose, as long as it is helping you and your family. As long as you picked it because it's what fits your particular situation in this current season. Other than that, I'm more focused on you, Mom. Are you supported? Are you grounded? Are you understanding who you are in addition to being mom? That is why my school exists. That is why it's not just a coaching situation. It is also a community of other moms who completely understands how you feel. It's a community of moms that are going through the exact same thing. In both the homeschooling village and in Mom School, it is my job to help you understand that it's not about the homeschooling curriculum. It's about you. It is about the way that you show up. And once you decide that you're going to show up the way that fits you and your family, notice I keep saying you and your family, not just your family, not just what your kids want, but you too. When you realize that you shape everything around you, you're a powerhouse at that point. There's not much of anything that you can't do. It's all a mindset. So I hope that you hearing this makes you feel more encouraged that it's not about what homeschooling curriculum you choose. You can choose one, you cannot choose one. You can create them yourself, you cannot. You can go to a co-op, you can do it online. Whatever you choose, make sure it fits what you and your family needs. Make sure it is what helps you and your family. I can't say that enough. That is how you choose the best homeschooling curriculum. Not by asking on Facebook or TikTok or any other social media platform, which you can do, but please understand that once you vet these out, what you need and what your children need comes first. And it doesn't really matter if you need to switch it out. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work, because that's the amazing part of homeschooling. There's flexibility naturally built in. You can change based off of what works for you in your season. There is no such thing as the perfect homeschooling curriculum. But there is a such thing as a mom who is fully supported and fully believes in who she is and who she was created to be and knows what she has vision for her family. She knows what legacy she wants. That is more important than a homeschooling curriculum. I hope this helps. If it does, let me know in the comments. Let me know what your experience has been with homeschooling curriculums, because at some point we do have to choose them. We do have to choose what it is that we want to do. So maybe there's another mom who doesn't know what to choose. Maybe there's another mom who needs some advice, and that's fine. Let us know in the comments. But please understand, do what works for you. I'll see you all next time.